Italiano! Word of the day for today, Friday, 27 February 2026 AD, is Felicità, which translates to English as bliss. And bliss is, I'm going to describe it as a state of extreme happiness or joy to such an extent that a person may become perhaps a little bit less cognizant of things they might want to do to preserve that happiness. So there's always a bit of a Tanis definition for this one. And so yesterday, my movie going, so it's a bit of a movie going inspired pick and follow through, is, and/or follow through, is yesterday I went to the movie theater, and I designated yesterday as me deciding on a surname. And so it was like everything covered that day, either Tanis blank in the surname or the man's name. It's the solution space. And so they ended up being Tanis Jackson from my Michael Jackson, Tanis Elordi from my Jacob Elordi, and Elvis Presley. So I'd be Tanis Presley from my Elvis Presley. And I went to the movie theater to see 2026 film Epic, Elvis Presley in concert. And the Cinnabar, Regal Cinnabar Mount Lake, had the marquee had Epic Elvis Presley and Wuthering Heights next to each other, left to right, Wuthering Heights, then Epic Elvis Presley. And I was like, oh, how cool that those movies are next to each other, because those have, you know, my Jacob Elordi and my Elvis Presley. And I go to get the ticket, and I'm informed I have enough points for, you know, it was actually told to me that I could bring my husband, and I was like, oh! You know, inside I like kept it, and I was like, oh, I'm actually Mrs. Presley, Mrs. Elvis Presley. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I've been doing good and using my unlimited pass, you know. And I was like, and it's in the theaters, right? I've been going to one theater and stuff, and so I'm like, yes, I understand that it's in their the chains, the businesses. It's a perhaps part of the business model of getting it right, because and perhaps that's a bonus, getting it right, because it keeps me coming back to the theater. It keeps me engaged with going to that theater to see that movie. Okay, instead of going to a competitor theater. Okay. And so I go into the theater, and I get to see. I got to see the name Elvis Presley. I got to see Elvis and Elvis Presley, and I got to see the face of Elvis Presley in the movie. Yeah, okay. Leaving, I left the theater and I'm walking, and I look, guided by my god Hades to look around while I was in the movie theater. I look and I see the face profile view of my Jacob Elordi and the name on a Wuthering Heights movie poster. So I saw Elvis Presley, the name, and the man. I said, we can go with first name. So I saw Elvis, and I saw Elvis, the face of Elvis. So I saw him in person in some form. And then I got to, in physical reality. And then I saw Jacob Elordi. That one, there's a lot of, you know, my Jacob. I saw him in his face, name and face in physical reality. And then I'm leaving, and I see my Michael Jackson movie poster for the 2026 film Michael. And his name is on the movie poster, Michael. I was like, I got to see, so this is bliss, but I got to document it. I got to pull myself out of that bliss state by making this movie, this video. So I saw Michael, and his name and face in physical reality in some form, all in one place, all outside the house. It's not like I'm looking at a computer and I pull up the image, right? This was, you know, God guided, Hades guided my vision to look around and to see 100% of the men in my solution space, their name and face in physical reality outside the house on the day of my surname solution designation, and finding out that I actually am Mrs. Presley. So it's like, well, yeah, that's bliss, okay, from my perspective. And so here's one that's But let's I'm gonna go with I'm still gonna be like, I still need to be able to, you know, wear my men's name. So this is a Tanis Lordy Wedded Bliss salt rings progression. So like each thing is a salt ring, like a ring of salt, like this kind of salt ring as the crystals grew. This is the salt ring. So they kept growing on top of each other. So it's a progression. All right, so salt ring 1, prison sentence for killing my rapist in a men's penitentiary where my best friend becomes Gary Ridgway. Got here via Tanis Presley. Salt ring 2, so it adds to that. I serve in the Norwegian army, possibly drafted while in prison, alongside Japanese soldiers in Nigeria, where we do what may or may not have much of a lasting impact. Got here via Tanis Jackson. If I received my Norwegian army draft notice while I am in prison, perhaps I make good use of my time and learn Norwegian. And then salt ring 3, a graduate degree in English in which I focus on 1847 book Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte, including a spotlight on Lady Bronte if/as applicable. Got here via Tanis Lordy. Perhaps do this one while in prison again, if while serving in the military I figure out how long I should serve in prison and there is remaining time, like 2.54 years that the prison system and I decide for me to serve so they can have an exact prison sentence length metric for what I did. So, in Italiano as Felicità, in English as bliss. And I am Tanis, she, her, hers of Seattle. And I'm filming this Friday, 27 February 2026 AD.